Do you feel misunderstood? This could be why you're feeling lonely. In this video, you're going to see why you are feeling lonely and how to get out of this state. First, what is loneliness? Loneliness is that feeling you get when you look around the world and the people you associate with and you feel unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. You feel like someone that doesn't fit in because everyone around you is acting and doing things that you don't necessarily feel belong to who you are as a person. Or maybe you're trying to accomplish something and the people around you are looking at you like you're crazy and you feel unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. Maybe the group or the family that you're in sees you in a way that makes you feel like, I'm not enough. These things can really hit us, and we all experience them at some point in our lives. Feeling that way is hard, but it's okay to be lonely. So if you know what loneliness is, if you're feeling these ways about yourself, understand it's okay to be lonely. It's okay to feel that. It doesn't make you weird, it actually makes you normal. That is the very feeling so many people feel because of their inability to feel connected. Humans have an innate need for social connection with others. We are built to connect and support and work together. It is the nature of who we are. We are so intrinsically intertwined in how we need each other that there's a whole show called Alone where they send people, men and women, out into the wilderness and they have to survive by themselves. And the interesting thing is most people break down not because they can't survive physically, but because emotionally they feel so disconnected and so alone, they can't take it. Being by themselves is too hard. If they had a partner and somebody to interact with, they could probably stay out there forever. But when you're by yourself, you feel alone, you break down. We want that connection. We need that feedback. Those that win that game typically are carrying on conversations. They have a camera where they film themselves, and they're carrying on conversations where you can see they are intimately connecting with whoever they believe their audience to be. And so these conversations become sustaining and they're sharing instead of isolating and feeling alone. And that allows them to keep going. So it's okay to be lonely. And then it's better to understand the reason you're lonely is because you truly need this connection with humans. Don't deny it. We all have to be seen, heard, and understood. All of us do. And when we don't, it's very, very difficult when we don't feel that we have that. So the first thing you want to do if you don't have that in your life, or if you think you don't have that, is develop self-love and understand what makes you happy and fulfilled. When you begin to understand that I do these things and they lift me, and if you're with people that think that those things you're doing that make you happy are vile or inappropriate or not behavior that we allow in this group, you might want to consider finding people that would accept who and what you are. If what you're doing is not criminal or, hurting others. This will allow you to then love yourself for being the way you are. It can be hard to love yourself when the thing that you want to do is considered horrible. If you're a woman in, say, the Middle East who wants to go swimming in a bathing suit, you're not going to feel very connected and happy if you're swimming in a Western world bathing suit in the Middle East. You're going to feel isolated, in danger, terrified for your life for acting in a way that is completely unacceptable in that culture. But if you come to America and wear a bathing suit, depending on where you are, that can range from a two-piece to a one-piece, and you'll feel fine. People change how they accept and what they do depending on where they are, and you'll feel connected and happy and fulfilled as you swim, and that's a simple little thing, right? But you got to love yourself enough that you can say, you know what? I really want to do this thing, and the people I'm with won't accept it, but it makes me happy and fulfilled, so I'm going to. I love myself enough. I have enough love and support for myself that I can act in this way. And when you do that, that's vulnerability. That shows people who you are. And then they see you and they recognize you. And that helps you to see, I am not alone. My bravery to act and behave in the way that truly makes me happy and fulfilled illuminates all of the people around that I am also connected with. There is my community. But often we retreat from what we love, what makes us happy and fulfilled, in our desire to feel connected. And we can be surrounded by people that supposedly love us and feel alone because we're not showing who we truly are. And when we choose to not be vulnerable and show who we truly are, that is so lonely. And it's difficult to face because there's no avenue out of it until you actually show up. No way to be seen, heard, and understood if you are only letting people see what they believe is okay. So loneliness may be what you experience, but it is not who you are. It is not the encompassing essence of who you are. It's just an experience that you have, and we all have, when we're in that state where we're feeling unseen. My suggestion is what I do for myself, and I struggled with this for years and years. I'm not alone in this. There's a study called the ACE study. It was done in the 90s. It's the largest behavioral science study on trauma that's ever been done, and they have done it over and over again. Meta studies on it prove its validity. It is powerful. You can look it up on cdc.org. Look up ACE study. It's 10 questions that allow you to evaluate the trauma that you have had in your life. And sadly, 2/3 of Americans have had some sort of childhood trauma that will impact their health, their mental state, their ability to feel connected to others because of that one event. The more trauma experiences you have, the more impact it has on your ability to process what's around you and feel connected and loved. And so I would recommend going to ACE study. Just Google that and then testing that and see, do I have some of these in my life? Is that impacting my ability to love myself? Because I was surrounded by a family that loved me, a family that cared for me, a family that wanted the best for me. And I felt deeply alone in their presence because the trauma in my life had informed me that I was not a part of them. It had informed me that I could not be in their presence and be worthy because of what had happened to me. And I could not break through that. No matter what kind of love they showed me, no matter what they did for me, my own sense of low self-worth, believing that I was not of value because of that trauma, kept me from being able to hold and accept the love that was given to me by everyone, including the person that I ended up marrying, including my own children that I loved. I felt like I couldn't hold it. And it was switching that table that said, you have to behave this way to be loved, and starting to act in the way that I wanted regardless of the fallout, that allowed me to finally feel no loneliness. Because I was seen, I was heard, and I was understood. But it required huge bravery on my part to allow people to see me, because I had to work through that trauma. So you may not have something significantly blocking your ability to be seen, heard, and understood. And it may be just simply a mindset where it's like, you know what? I'm backing away from this because I am trying to get affirmation and show up and win these people over. But what I really want to do is I want them to see who and what I am so that I can feel supported or know these aren't my people. Powerful place to be when you can stand there and say, this is who I am, this is what I am, and then they reject you. It's never fun to be rejected, but it doesn't decimate you. It just informs you, oh, you're not my people. And then the people that accept you reaffirm to you your value because you're being yourself and being accepted. And that will diminish, abolish, annihilate loneliness. Be vulnerable, do these steps. I promise you, you won't have to deal with this in the future. Thanks for watching. I'm James.